again. And swag me this picture. Yo, swag, turn me up a little bit.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Campus Vibe coming to you. This is the Padrones show. It's an executive show that we have been having it, meeting prominent people. And then today, we have one important person among us. And he's from Achimota School, and he couples out to be the Vice President for the Faculty of Social Sciences. He's no other than Mr. Kennedy Offie-NELSON. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for gracing our invitation. Let's start with the SNTF, the SOCIOSO Needy Trust Fund, and then how it's going to be dispersed. I heard that the forms have been released, and then how are you going to go about criteria for a person to be qualified to enjoy that fund?
Okay, thank you very much. The forms were released on Wednesday, and the criteria for applicants are, first of all, you have to be a student of social science.
Okay.
And secondly, you have to be you have to have spent 1 academic year in the faculty.
Okay.
Yeah, that's other criteria.
So what about freshers applying for that?
No. In the constitution, it stated clearly that you have to have spent 1 academic year in the faculty for you to benefit from the fund. So for the freshers, they are not part of the SNTF.
So if I'll go deep, what is the total sum of money that you are going to use for this fund this year?
Okay, for now, you see, in previous years, the amount they stipulate or they use for the fund has been 10,000. And this year, we wanted to do things differently, so we decided to use 15,000 for the fund. So basically, we'll be using 15,000 for SNTF this year.
Okay, and then each person is going to enjoy how much?
For that, it depends with the panel. You see, but the highest amount someone can get is 300 cedis. 200 cedis can get 100 cedis. So we want to devise a way in which maybe we divide it as in more needy and needy students getting at least maybe so more needy getting 300 cedis and maybe other people getting 200 cedis. So the criteria will come out depending on the outcomes of the panel.
Alright, okay, so the panel hasn't decided yet.
No.
Alright, so let's talk about the budget. Up till now, we've not seen anything about the budget, and then I think the faculty has started spending. I think they've had a couple of events, and then they've had a couple of programs too, and then this upcoming faculty week celebration. When are we to expect the budget?
Sure, it's a process, and you need to know that we sent the orientation budget to Parliament, and they approved of it. Also, the Women's Commissioner had a program. The budget was also sent to the Parliament. Just that we've not had a compound budget, that's why you are seeing it to be that way. But this faculty week celebration, the budget will also come out very soon. So
if I'll chip in, have you received any funds from the account office?
as in
relation to your programs you posted so far?
Yeah, for the orientation and the Women's Commissioner program, the funds are being
Alright, so and then from the Vice Dean, yesterday he was giving a criteria for how you'll be qualified to get funds from him, and then he says that you have to present an annual budget plus a subsequent budget, and then it has to be signed by certain dignitaries in the faculty or department or association that you are going to enjoy from that fund. Yeah, and then you telling us that the budget is not ready yet, and then you submitted at least some part of it, the orientation and then the WUCOM budget and those stuff to Parliament, and then you've not had a compound budget altogether. How did you secure these funds from the Dean of Student Office?
I think initially we have an amount of, maybe in every administration you have to leave an amount of, or maybe an equivalent of percentage of 25%, and that's what we're able to use for those programs. But coming back to what you're saying, the financial secretaries were told to bring a compound, or were told to bring a proposed budget for the semester. So let's say the faculty hasn't yet brought out its budget, but you can bring a proposed budget for it to be worked upon. If you bring a proposed budget, that's when you draw all your budget from. So let's say you can bring an estimate, but not necessarily meaning that the budget that you draw for it will tally with that amount. Do you get it? Yeah, so that's
so what is keeping the administration away from publishing the proposed budget?
for the proposed budget. It was just an impromptu. We cannot publish the proposed budget because when we publish the proposed budget, maybe it might be inconsistent with the one that we will bring out. That's why we decided to keep it cool.
Yeah, because there's a difference between a budget and an expenditure.
Sure.
And then a budget is something that a proposed one that you have to. It's just showing the programs you'll be having and the estimate of money that you'll be spending on. At the end of the day, if you bring this expenditure to cancel out the budget, it ends the same way. And then I think that having a proposed budget and not publishing it, are you not doing the faculty harm?
No, not at all.
In terms of transparency?
Not at all. Not at all. The reason why I'm saying this is that during the orientation budget, we sat down and planned and we sent everything to Parliament and they approved it before we were able to. But you see, one thing that you don't know is that you cannot just in the vacuum create things that may be okay. We are having this program, so let's apportionate this amount of money for the budget. You get it? And that you have to go out and go and ask about the prices. And one thing people don't know is that it's not just that you present the budget to the account office and they accept. You have to go to 3 different places and sort out for their prices. The one which has the lowest amount of money, that's what they will take. You get it? So it's not the case that maybe we really say that student leaders squander our money and all those kind of things. So we have to go out and do due diligence and bring out all the proposed plans. Maybe when we go out to go and see 3 places to bring the invoice, so they will take the one which is of less amount. So that's it.
Alright, so what is your relation with your Speaker of Parliament? Is it that they are being slow on matters? That's why we've not seen any changes. Because I know that before the budget comes out, it has to pass through. I think the president or the person presenting the budget has to sign, the speaker has to sign, the HOD or the faculty dean to has to sign. And then up to now, the budget hasn't come out. So is it at the fault of the Speaker of Parliament or the Parliament itself that they've not reached that conclusion that okay, this is what we are going to approve and then this is what we want the student to see?
Okay, it's not the fault of the Parliament, to be precise, the Speaker. Why am I saying this? The budget needs to go through certain stages, and you see, the faculty week needs a lot of plan. You can't just come out and plan and subsequently you go and say that oh, we didn't include this in the budget and that we need extra fund. And you see, we need to get things on. We need to get things right. Our budget, the funds were not released. I think it will be coming out this week. So you can't also spend not knowing what you will get. Do you get it? So basically, that's what mainly delays some of these budgets that we bring out. But don't worry, expect nothing but the best.
So in estimation, how much are we expecting the faculty executive or this administration to spend?
Don't worry, it will come out. It will come out very soon. So you just keep cool with it.
All right. Okay. So let's move on to our next topic on board. I think is the upcoming faculty week, which is starting on the 20th of November. And then I have this problem with the organization of this faculty weeks. Last 2 years, the faculty week organization, I think the programs that was in there, apart from the socializing, received very low attendance. What is your plan going into this faculty week?
Alright, thank you very much. Basically, we try to involve all the departmental presidents because we know that they are the ones who are closer to the people. So they are all involved. We have meetings each and every day. So they are the ones who talk to them, telling them about how important it is for them to partake in this faculty celebration and that they also come on board. So every time there is this constant conversation between the department executives and the people.
You think that is enough about the publicity of the whole event?
Bastian, you know something? We can't please each and every one. So what we can do is to do our best, going down to the people to talk to them, doing the social media stuffs, and also trying to create awareness using banners and all those kind of things. So So I think we are on a good course, and we pray that, and we also hope that this faculty week will be a success.
Alright, so let's look at the individual components event that will be happening. And then I have this problem about, let's talk about sex. Last 2 years they had it. Last year they had, let's talk about sex. This year they are having it. I think on the 20th, after the launching, they are talking about sex. What's motivated you to bring that same program which has been had already?
Alright, thank you very much. I think to correct something, last 2 years there was nothing like let's talk about sex. It was introduced last faculty week, the 48th faculty week.
So it has become a policy.
Oh, not necessarily like it has become a policy, but you see, we had faculty games, and since then it has become a norm. It has become the status quo. So we saw it. I think the best thing, essence of this, let's talk about sex. You see, we are male, and let's say if I was to be a female here, then it's a different sex altogether. So people really don't know the play between the sex. Let's talk about sex. You get it? We don't get the right orientation about the let's talk about sex. But let me come down to let's talk about sex. You see, we are university students and we are matured. We have to be oriented about our sexual life and our relationship life. So basically, it's about our relationship, how to keep a good relationship. See, some people are not willing and ready to enter into relationship. Some people are ready, but because of what we've been hearing and all those things, so we are trying to bring resource personnel on board for them to talk to us about sex and our sexual life, and to orient us about how we go about in dealing with our relationship.
Right. Do you know that sex has been one of the most sensitive topics that you can touch on in relation to human life?
Sure, certainly.
Since sex, belief, identity, talking about these things very hard. So up till now, I think we are still deliberating on whether LGBT should be accepted, and then whether CSE should be accepted in our curriculum. And then you come in to talk about sex. Do you think it's something good that the students will patronize?
Certainly. You see, we are in a learning institution, and students open up for discussion and all those things. And this will even be a right avenue for us to also, you see, we learn about public policy. You get it? And the government take grievances and issues from what emanates from the society. So this can even be an avenue or a issue venue for government to take this issue up. You get it? So certainly we can debate about all these kind of things there. It's an avenue for us to change whatever we want to change in society.
Alright, so what are we to expect at the launching?
For the launching, normally we come with our head of department and our dean of the faculty, and also the president give us a speech telling us about the importance of engaging ourselves with this faculty week, and also the benefits it will bring along as youth or university students growing up. So basically that's it about the launching.
So the topic for the faculty week, in relation to that, how are you going to achieve that?
So uniting vital human resources for fraternal solidarity is the theme for the 49th faculty week celebration. And you see, we try to bring, initially I told you that it involves, it's centered on all the departmental presidents. So they are all coming together, and we spreading or speaking about unity. At the end of the day, we all come together to champion a common cause.
Okay, so let's look at the fun side, the socializing, which will be coming out this Saturday. Next week Saturday, sorry. And then what are the side attractions, and what are the people who will be?
So certainly we have the swimming competition, inter-department swimming competition. We also have pick and arts. We also have eating competition. We also have FIFA games. We also have rap, as in students coming to rap, coming to sing, and all those kind of things. So the activities are so many that students should come.
Do you plan of any artists, as last year what's happening? Yeah, Jackson coming on board.
Sure, we plan on bringing an artist, but the price was too outrageous, so we decided to just keep it cool and tap into our own human resource, because we have talent in social science, so we want them to come on board for it to be fun.
Alright, so on the flyer of the socializing, I learned there's this Standard Chartered, Pizza Man, the Jumper, and who are those? Are they sponsors or partners?
Oh, for now, what I can say is that they are partners. They are partners, or they can be contractors. That's what I can say. But they are not mainly sponsors, because it's a win-win situation. So we are helping them, and they are also helping us.
And then
So I think for the pizza man like this, the eating competition, they are the ones who are bringing the pizza on board. So we are not going to get anything from. We're not going to draw any budget for it.
And then the fund, how much money was involved in the fund?
Okay, previously I think they used 10,000 for SNTF,
Okay.
but the previous administration couldn't achieve this SNTF. They weren't able to give out the fund, even though it went through the process, through the interview process and everything. But the administration before the last one came and spent about 9,000 in the SNTF. But we tried to increase it, because seeing the needs of students, seeing that social science being the largest faculty in KNUST, there are more people who are in need. There are more needy students in the faculty, so we try to send it to 15,000.
Right, so your administration is actually adding up.
Sure.
So that's
Which,
about,
even though we know it's not enough, but at least you've done something substantial.
that's about 5,000 Ghana cedi difference. Alright. Can you go over the outline of what we are to expect, and particularly hit on the socializing? What we want to create this sort of anticipation, and the whole student want something good for themselves and then for the general public.
Alright, sure. So on the day of launching, which is the 20th, we have the launching, and we also have the let's talk about sex.
Let's talk about
on that
sex.
day. That's 20th.
So we'll be talking about orgasm and.
Sure. Just come, you get to know from our
I'm
resource
interested
people.
in that one.
Alright.
Yeah,
So on 21st, that's God willing, on 21st, that's Thursday, we have our interdepartmental debate, and we also have the, what do you call it, the movie night.
okay.
That's on
And then the
Thursday
movie night is happening where?
at CCB auditorium, the LT. Yeah. So we also have on 22nd, that's the Friday, we have the soccer fiesta.
Alright.
Interdepartmental.
And then the movie night, is it open to a few or all?
No, we are all coming, but you can't come and watch a movie like that, so you have to come in pair. You get it?
Okay, so that's
so
the requirements.
Yeah, sure.
Any dress code?
No dress code.
No
just
dress code.
Just come in pair. Maybe I hope you
Yeah.
have.
A lot.
Oh, sure. So you can bring them all.
A lot. Alright.
So basically that's it. So the movie night, that's for 20. So the next day, which is Friday, we have the sports competition.
Okay.
And we also, you see, basically they've left out throughout the previous administration. They leave out the ladies. They will always go in for the sports for the gentlemen.
Guys,
They
soccer.
try to bring the volleyball for the ladies. So the ladies should prepare. And you see, we have a nice package for them also. The winners will take away with pizza, boxes of pizza and coke and all those kind of things.
Okay.
We also have,
that is going to be fun.
yeah, we also have side attraction like Ludu Warri, all those kind of things. So they should all come. And you see the ladies too should come and cheer us up.
Yeah.
You get it? They should come and cheer us up so that we'll be able to play well and everything.
People are so interested in the socializing, because that's where the fun is. That's where you see the bikinis. That's where you see the nice packages. So what is going to happen? The side attraction and business.
Alright, so how the adage goes, that's all work and no play. So we'll climax the activities on Saturday. That's the socializing. And we're having it at the KNUST poolside.
Besides,
Yeah.
okay.
And you see, SOCIOSO is known, or notably known for like fine girls, fine ladies, and all this, and even fine gentlemen. That's our.
I'm a fine gentleman.
Sure.
Okay.
So they'll be coming, and yeah, we welcome each and every one. If you come and enjoy,
Okay.
come and enjoy. And you see, as I rightly said earlier on, that there will be swimming competitions.
Swimming competitions.
There will be FIFA games for the boys.
FIFA game for the
and the
boys.
girls who are willing to.
So that will be a competition. The FIFA game
Sure.
is a competition. And
Everything that
then
we do there will be competition
the
between the
winner takes
departments.
out something.
No, for that one is the side attraction, so just for the fun of it.
Okay.
So, and also the food. For the food, just come your numbers. Food will be available for each and every
Abundance
one.
of food.
Yes, and there will also be eating competition, interdepartmental eating competition.
Okay.
So they can even stand for your department.
The eating competition.
Sure, because I remember Motown days. Sometimes I used to see you at the far end of the dining hall.
Those were gone days.
Sure. Then history needs to repeat itself. So I think the political science department has potential of winning this year's eating competition.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kennedy Offie-NELSON, and then for also gracing us with this sort of insight. And then I think we have had much understanding and then deeper thoughts about things. Yeah. And then okay, so this is Campus Vibe coming to you. This brings us to the end of the show. We are drawing curtains on everything. Campus Vibe, you can see us on Instagram, campusvibe.inc. Go to Twitter, we are there, Campus Vibe M. Go to Facebook, Campus Vibe Media GH, and then our YouTube channel too is Campus Vibe TV. I'm the host, Sebastian Bain. But before we go, we have to commend some few people who made this whole arrangement and then the meeting very a successful one. But let me go to Mr. Ken. I think you have some loved ones that you have to also talk about. So,
okay.
So
shout out to
do that.
Shout out to Braben, who is with me here in the studios. Shout out to Gifty, Rafia, Bude, Spencer, and all politics foreign students.
So me too. Shout outs to my crew members for setting up this whole program, especially Donnie, and then DJ Paloma, some few guys that, well, they are doing exceptionally well. And also the biggest thanks to Campus Vibe too, and then we are drawing curtains on everything. Meet next time. Good evening.